Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel English Lovers by Honeyd. So today we are going to talk about, as it is mentioned in my thumbnail as well, we're going to talk about top advanced and impactful words which you can use in your vocabulary, which you can add up in your vocabulary, and then you can utilize them in your life later on. So fact of the matter is, let the people join in, then we will start a session. Before that one, I must tell you that what kind of the words these gonna be like. Most probably the people, whenever we talk about different concepts, different topics, different um, daily topics also, people start saying that I don't think so that we need to be, have a kind of astonishing vocabulary. But I would say that even then, if it is not required, we still need to have the knowledge about those words. How do we need to understand them? How do we need to actually use them in our life? I will keep Alexa out of my sight. So basically, when it comes to talking about people, you know, if things are quite confusing, when you feel that things are confusing with you, or you don't like the scenario around you, you feel that something is difficult to understand, we try to find out a certain word for that. Instead of saying simply it's quite confusing, we should use a particular separate word for that. Let me open the chat for you so that I can write down all those words, that whichsoever are possible words which we can utilize. Let me just open my channel. Mhm. I'll keep it there. Yeah, I'll write down all those words in the chat as well. We make the boxes, two boxes. Yes, sir. You've done it. Mhm. I'll write down the words over there alongside. See, the first word, I think, as I mentioned, that when the things are confusing, when you don't understand about things, when you don't totally get the stuff around you, even somebody is saying something, then you're not able to get it, what the person is trying to say. Then in that situation, the things are quite what we say tricky. You can't understand them. So instead of saying things are confusing, or like if if we say we want to explain a complex problem or a strange situation is around us, then in that scenario we should use the word perplexing. Okay, perplexing. So perplexing is a certain word that we can say that we can get perplexed by situations. We can get confused due to different situations around us. Sometimes it becomes difficult for us to understand situation for that one, as well as for strange situations around you. You can use the word perplexing. As I have mentioned that in the chat itself, you can check out the spellings for the word there itself. If there would be any error, you can let me know that there is some kind of issue with the word. Yeah. So example for that would be the situation was quite perplexing. Quite perplexing. That means a huge amount of confusion is there in that. So the situation was quite perplexing because nothing made sense. Okay, because nothing made sense. Sometimes I remember there's a drama called Waiting for Godot, something like a novel or a drama, like I just read in my master's. In that one, there was nothing that made any sense. So we human being, as we do things in our life, we don't do the things accurately. We try to spend some time. The drama or the novel was all about that. That Waiting for Godot was all about one thing, that we become a complex personality. We don't do anything on a purpose. So when we don't do anything on a purpose, we don't know what we are doing around. So even now, like for example, you're watching me, I'm actually doing some stuff on the YouTube. There are different YouTubers who are doing it. Some are successful, some are not. Like whatever our duties are assigned to us by God or Almighty, we are doing our duties, but we don't know like whether these are duties given by the God, or we are doing it on our intention, on our own, or with our own intentions that to become successful in life. And being successful is also not clear that whether it is really important or not. We don't know like what we are doing here on this planet. So that was the main motto of that particular book, Waiting for Godot. Um, so that was quite perplexing. So that drama or whatsoever was there was quite perplexing. I was not able to get the things from that. So situations can also be like that. Situation was quite perplexing because nothing was making any sense, or nothing made any sense. There you can use the word like that. Now, this is a scenario when you're confused, but there are situations in our life when we are quite surprised. Situations make us surprised. We feel shocked when we see something. When we see something, we feel shocked, but not in the negative terms, but in the positive way. But when we say in the negative term, the word would be different. But when we say in the positive term, we are shocked, then we have to say that thing is quite astounding. We say astounding. I'll write the word over there. Hello, Alexis Suleiman. Astounding. 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 So astounding. We can use the word astounding for different places, for different situations. Um, like somebody's achievement, somebody's what we say performance. He gave an astounding performance to the public. He gave an astounding performance to the audience, and everyone was amazed to see him. So for achievement, like when you have achieved success somewhere, there also you can use the word astounding. Same way, when there is any performance that you have done and it is quite astonishing or quite surprising, there also we can use the word astounding. Or even in case of any discovery, if there is any discovery made by somebody, then also we can say that it was quite an astounding discovery. So what can be an example for it? Her improvement in just 1 month was truly astounding. Her improvement in English was like quite noticeable. It means to say that her improvement was in English was quite astounding, since she wasn't able to do anything in the previous month, and in the 1 month that she has gotten a lot of improvement. Like I would say that 10x improvement she has gotten. So that's how it became quite astounding situation. Astounding means like when something is quite surprising, extremely surprising stuff. When there is extremely surprising stuff, then we can say that the thing is quite astounding. Now, next word, like when one thing has double meaning, dual meaning, if we'll have dual meaning, or you are trying to describe things but you are keeping them unclear, you don't want to clear them to the person. You want to make it unclear, you want to let that remain unclear, and you want to describe the situation but you don't want to make that clear, or you are unable to make it clear. One and the same thing, it's like that. So you don't want to do it, sometimes you don't have intention to do it. So you're hiding it on a purpose. You try to hide the things on a purpose. When you try to hide the thing on a purpose, then we use a certain term. When things are not clear, when you don't want to clarify things, when you don't want to, when your one statement has multiple meanings. When one statement has multiple meanings and one statement has dual meaning or double meaning, then we can say a certain word for it, that is ambiguous. ambiguous. Okay, Guous. Ambiguous. When we say ambiguous, ambiguous means when something is unclear just because it has multiple meanings. Because if you will say something with the multiple meanings, obviously people would say that what meaning should I pick? What meaning should I take? Is it really clear to the person who is trying to tell me anything about it? So if the person is not actually giving the clear clarification, clear meaning of anything, or clear, he's not specifically telling anything openly and is trying to hide the real meaning behind it, the person is quite ambiguous, or his statements are quite ambiguous. We can say that the instructions were ambiguous, so everyone interpreted them differently. Obviously, everyone had their different interpretation just because the instructions given on the paper were quite ambiguous. Ambiguous, that means when the things are not clear, when the things will have multiple meanings, when when situations, when the people's statements or something written on the paper will have multiple meaning, then in that situation, we can say that the things are ambiguous. Okay. I hope it is clear to you. So then there is a certain word called conspicuous. Conspicuous. Um, like conspicuous, when we usually use, I have seen it for a certain movie in which somebody is trying to say that your presence is conspicuous. Um, Conspicuous from the party. Like conspicuous, that means um, conspicuous is a word which we can use for something which is easily noticeable. Like people can easily notice that one, nobody's around that. So if something is easily noticeable, it stands out. Obviously, it stands out for the people. So when it stands out for the people, then definitely it is conspicuous. So you can use it for objects, you can use it for the behavior. People's behavior can also be conspicuous. Okay. Or for clothing also, somebody's dressing sense also, you can say that is quite uh, your dress is quite conspicuous. Conspicuous, that means your attire is quite conspicuous. Conspicuous means like easily noticeable. If something is easily noticeable, that means there you can use the term called conspicuous. Like his bright red jacket made him conspicuous in the crowd. His bright red jacket made him conspicuous in the whole crowd. So that means it made him stand out. That means he was easily noticeable just because of his bright red jacket. So that's how we can use the word conspicuous as well. Now, there are people in the world that try to do the things and they try to do it with perfection. And the things, so they are without the mistakes, without any mistake. And sometimes they are without mistakes. So when we say that people are with these kind of qualities, these kind of traits and virtues, for those people we have a certain term called impeccable. We use the term called impeccable. Impeccable means something not less than perfect. Somebody who is perfect would be impeccable. Okay, his performance is impeccable, perfect, perfect performance, we can say that. So without any kind of fault, without any kind of mistake, he did the things like up to the mark, the way those were needed to be done. So so we have the term called impeccable for that. Impeccable. I'll write over there. Impeccable. Just a second. Impeccable. So where do we use this impeccable word? Impeccable word can be used for behavior. Somebody's behavior can be impeccable. Somebody's manners can be impeccable. Impeccable manner. He is a man with the impeccable manners. Like he's a man with the impeccable manners. His way of speaking is really good. That means he never does that. The way he speaks is quite eloquent. um, the performance can be impeccable performance. or the service can be impeccable service. That means a perfect service. So there are different situations we can use it along, but um, I would say that main purpose of letting you know about the impeccable word is if something is quite perfect, like equal to perfect. So if something is perfect, we can say that it is impeccable. So the hotel staff provided impeccable service. So we have different situations where we can use this particular term. We can use this particular word. Let me just keep it like that. Mhm. It goes down by itself. I don't know why. I don't know why. Mm. So impeccable. The hotel staff provided impeccable service to the public. So yeah, that's how it is. See, uh, there are people who are quite philosophical. They try to create their own philosophy to actually make a notion about anything or make an idea about anything, or they give you that idea later on. But there would be situations when you say, you know, people are very realistic. The people are very, I would say that extremely pragmatic. We have a word called pragmatic for them. The people who are realistic, the people who are practical in nature, they are pragmatic in nature. That means they have the pragmatic nature. So they're the way of seeing the world is quite emphatic. Such people are quite emphatic. They're quite pragmatic. That means can be used for different situations. Like it can be used for the solutions. You have a solution for a problem. That means a practical solution. For a practical solution, we can say that pragmatic solution. So I'll write over there the word pragmatic. Okay, pragmatic. So pragmatic can be used when the things are quite practical. So when the solution is practical, you can say that he gave me a pragmatic solution for the problem. So behavior, it can be used for the behavior of a person. So he pragmatically behaved in he pragmatically behave every time whenever we have a conversation or a group discussion. So he gives the solution for the problem pragmatically, or that's how somehow I have changed the form of the word, but actually, basically, it means the same. Um, but obviously, as a parts of speech or the lexical word, it got changed into the adverb form. But fact of the matter is, we are understanding what pragmatic is. Pragmatic means something which is quite practical, something which is quite realistic. So for those things, for those situations, we can use the word practical or realistic. For that one, we will use pragmatic. Okay. We can use it for solution. We can use it for the behavior of a person, and we can also use it for decision making. If somebody has a great decision making, who is somebody who's good at taking decisions, that person is a like decision making is quite pragmatic. That means quite realistic. There is no fanciful thought. There is no imaginative thought. There is nothing like a fiction. Okay, there is no fictionary stuff. So we need a pragmatic approach to solve this issue. We need the pragmatic. Obviously, most of the time we need to be quite realistic in life, but just because we are we are human beings and we have a lot of emotions, we we flow with the emotions. Sometimes when we flow with the emotions, we go along with the emotions, then what happens is we try to behave impractically. We don't behave practically then. So in such scenarios, in such situations, we are not pragmatic. So our thinking has to be pragmatic thinking. Our thinking should be quite realistic. We need to see the things eye to eye. We need to see the things very clear. Like we should not be having any kind of false notion about it. We need to be quite realistic in life. When you are having the realistic approach towards the life, when you're quite practical in your life, that means you're quite pragmatic in approach. So pragmatic is that one. We need a pragmatic approach to solve this issue. We can use it like that. Okay. Now, the next word is a very important one. If something is, about to happen, like if something is about to happen very soon, that means it's going to happen within some days or within some hours. um like it's quite clear, that means it's quite apparent that it'll happen. We know that it is definitely going to happen. So when we know that the things are definitely going to happen, then in that scenario we have a certain term called imminent. One is eminent, other is imminent. Let me write it over there in the chat. Okay, imminent. Imminent. So what is imminent? Imminent means something that about to happen very soon. Imminent, that means it's going to happen definitely, it's not going to be stopped. It is what we say, inevitable. Something which is inevitable, it is going to definitely happen. Imminent, it is quite imminent, it is quite clear, it is quite apparent that it is definitely going to happen. Like it can be used for different situations. It can be used in different situations, like danger, imminent danger. We can say that imminent danger, that is quite visible danger, visible danger, or which you can't ignore. Like it's quite clear that there is some danger in that one and definitely about to happen. So imminent danger is imminent danger to join any kind of web form is that you are giving your personal information over there, so they can actually catch out or they can cash out your information anytime, if they are really technic tech savvy per people. If they are tech savvy, or what we say, so whatsoever. So if they are tech savvy, then definitely they can catch out your or cash out your information from whatever sources they have. So that means that is the imminent danger of using the social media, you know. Or imminent change, that means visible change, it's about to happen, the change which is about to happen. So for imminent change also we can say that something which is a change which is definitely gonna happen. So same thing with the news, imminent news, which is definitely gonna, like upcoming events or upcoming news, that one would be for the imminent. Like another example, like where we can use it. So for the upcoming events, as I mentioned that before itself, for the news, for the upcoming events, we can use the term imminent. So, like example for that would be a major policy change seems imminent. Major policy change seems imminent. So there definitely is going to be some kind of change in the policy. So there we can use the term imminent. Now, when you're making lots of profits in your life, lots of profits, like you're enjoying your money, you're enjoying whatever success that you're achieving. People, they usually do not enjoy their success, but there are people, who likes to make profit, who loves to make profit actually. So when there are people actually who loves to make profit, these people, um, try to find out situations which are quite profitable. Situations are quite profitable for such people, and they try to find out all those situations where things are quite profitable. They will lend themselves in the profitable situation. They will just land themselves also into the profitable situations. They will not talk to those people who are not going to give them the profit. So that means if you will see such kind of situations, if you see such kind of problems, or sorry, not problems, but the situations or the things or the people in life, then these people are going to be always looking for the profit, and will give you. And it also will not only they will deem to give you profit, but they will also exhibit profit. That means it will also reflect profit. Okay, so that means these would be profitable. So when the situations are quite profitable and are going to give the profit to the others, and definitely these things are lucrative. Okay, lucrative 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 lucrative. Okay, lucrative, we call it. What is lucrative? Like if something is giving somebody the profit, it's quite profitable, lucrative offer. Like jobs, Jobs can be lucrative jobs. That means something which will give you profit. Jobs can give you profit. Business can give you profit. Investments in something can give you profit. Okay. Good deeds can also give you profit. Like if you're doing some deeds which are actually good for the human beings, and you are doing it as a service for the people, then definitely those things are definitely going to be lucrative things for many people. Now, many would think it as bogus stuff. Many would say that it's not useful at all. But many would say that, yeah, I would definitely prefer to be like this person. So that person's personality can also be lucrative personality because it is giving the benefit and the profit to the people. So if something is going to um, make or bring some positive change in something, also is quite lucrative and they're quite profitable. Something is profitable, something is lucrative. So jobs, business, investments, usually related to the financial terms, we can use a lucrative offer. Offer can also be lucrative. Like real estate can be a lucrative career. Real estate, obviously, people who like to go in the field of the real estate, they earn a lot, I must tell you that. But they have a kind of very creative mindset, that they know that how to actually make things right for the buyers and all those stuffs. So real estate, I don't know actually that much about the real estate, but if there are people in the real estate that I know, then they are quite rich and they know that how to actually, you know, enhance the money, so increase the amount of money that they have. So it is quite a lucrative career. People should actually go for such kind of careers in life, and people should go for all those careers like which will give them the profit. But actually they need to have the tendency to actually share the money with this whole world, because nothing will stay along with you. Everything will stay here on this planet. So definitely I would recommend the people, like whomsoever actually earns a lot of money, should actually do something for the service of the nation. If you can't do it by the money, do it with the service in the form of like anything, not only the money. It can it can be the help of anyone. Like if you are actually walking past any old person, that you try to help out the person, like what do they need. So in that scenario also, it's quite a kind of lucrative stuff. I must tell you that people become enticed towards all that profitable stuff. Accordingly, they will have the different definitions for lucrative words, but I would say that like something which financially gives them the profit would be lucrative stuff. So people, okay. I think you got annoyed about me. And it is not definition, bro. It's definition. It's definition, bro. Definition is a wrong spelling for definition. So annoyance, see, annoyance is made from the word annoy. Okay. Annoy is something that um, when we become irritated from somebody, that is annoy. He got annoyed from me just because I said truth on the face. That's why he got annoyed. Annoyance is somehow a phenomena. So when it is a name of a phenomena, then definitely it is a noun. It's as a parts of speech, it's a noun. As a parts of speech, or what we say lexical word, it is a noun. Annoyance. There is no annoyances. Okay. Hook like. Okay, hook is your name. Sorry for that. Like when should I use the word annoyance? It's not annoyances, it's annoyance. Is there any word called annoyances? I don't think so. There is annoyances word. Is it like, how can that be plural word? I didn't get it. What are you saying? Let me write it down for you. What do you want to ask? I didn't get it. Annoyances is not a word. Annoyance can be, okay. There can be annoyances, yeah. Noun can be in the plural form, but I must tell you that if I have to I have heard someone saying, annoyances, you got me. Annoyances, you got me? No, no. Annoyances, you got me. It's wrong. It should be like constant, constant noise of the crowd create annoyance for many. It can be like that. It can be used like that, bro. So you can use it in that, like, can be a source of irritation, as I mentioned that one. So the delays were an annoyance. Like, obviously, when there are some delays in our life, so that becomes a kind of annoyance for us. So the delays were an annoyance for everyone, like whomsoever was waiting for their flight. So it was a kind of annoyance. The delay in the flight was an annoyance for the people waiting for getting on the board. Okay, is it clear? I hope so. Now let's move on to the next word. My boy. Okay, no problem. All good. Okay, the next word. You see, with English being your second language, do you ever try to speak in American? No, never try to. I don't want to even. Why would I? Why would I speak an American accent? I have my Indian accent. Many people they like it. They love it actually. Many people they are able to actually understand things better than even the other accents. I never tried it. I'm really not into all these accent stuff. But I would definitely love to. Like whenever there are people around me, whenever they're talking to me, then I try to change my tone and the way I speak accordingly the persons. Like not by the written messages. Like if somebody's writing the message that is your second language, first language, or something, like every language is my language. I consider like that. There is no second language or first language. It's not like that. So it requires some time. Like for example, um, if I would say, why this question comes to the people like this, like these people, like young god and all that, they try to actually put up some questions they think so that that can irritate others. But I'm telling you, I'm good at roasting also, but I don't want to roast you. I don't like roasting anybody. So it's much better that you please keep your comments and statements. I don't know, like what the anyways, I just put you on the hold, bro, instead of actually dealing with you now. Thank you. Okay, that's much better. That's a really good thing. I don't believe that these people should be there. Okay, now things can become boring. Things can become quite like you're waiting for so long and you're tired. You're quite tired of just because the things are quite boring. And when things become quite boring, you can use a certain term called tedious. So I'll write over there tedious. Tedious. If the things are tedious, that means tasks can be tedious. Quite boring tasks can be given. Like teacher gave him a quite tedious task because he told him to whitewash the fence. So I believe the story of the Tom comes into the being, like people try to actually go to that particular story. Then the tedious task, tedious routines, like the people will can have the tedious routines, or like boring routines. That means to say that they won't be liking the routine very much, and whatever they do from the beginning of the day till the end of the day, they won't be liking it. So when they don't like anything, then also the things are quite tedious at that time. So when the things are tedious, when the things are quite uh, long enough, like you don't like it, so that means the situations are tedious ones or the boring ones. Can be a lecture as well. Like for example, many people would be there that who would say that I don't like the way you are actually telling us anything or teaching us anything. And the way that the young god came and then he started saying that, like, English being your second language, have you ever tried to actually speak the American accent or something? So the such people, you know, they hate me. I know this very well. So, have you ever tried the American accent or the British accent? I never tried anybody's accent. I know English really well. I know that how it really works, and I'm not saying that I'm excellent at it, but at least I can teach people. So whatsoever is right and whatsoever is wrong. So especially the phonetics and how the words really being articulated, and the way the people speak something. If I am wrong, like in speaking, even in that scenario also, I can correct myself. I have that tendency to actually find mistakes in my work as well. It's not like I would say that I'm excellent in everything. There can be mistakes in me as well. So anyways, uh those things apart, I don't want to talk about that. So the paperwork was extremely tedious. Paperwork, nobody likes the paperwork. I must tell you that. I was talking to Let Me earlier. Let Me is the name of a girl. I was talking to her from Meghalaya. She was actually saying that she doesn't like she doesn't like reading books. So reading books is for Let Me is quite a tedious task. Tedious task. Okay. So we can say the tedious task. It's quite a tedious task for Let Me. Okay. Anyways, now the last word of the day, last word for this live session would be ubiquitous. I'm telling you the word before even letting you know that how actually it has to be understood. Like something which is found everywhere. God is found everywhere. Ubiquitous. The God is ubiquitous. No. Technology is everywhere. Trends are everywhere. People try to follow trends. They try to follow different trends. Products are every day, everywhere. So people try to, buy new products. They throw the old ones. They try to go along with the trends. They try to go along with the technology. So it's ubiquitous. So something which is found everywhere, we can use it with that. Ubiquitous technology, ubiquitous trends, ubiquitous products. You can use it like that. Smartphones have become ubiquitous in today's world. You can use it like that. Smartphones have become ubiquitous in today's world. That's how we can use these 10 words. Actually, we started with the word perplexing. I would write over there. Ubiquitous. I haven't written over there. No, sorry. Really sorry for that. Here you go. Yeah. So this is the word ubiquitous. Ubiquitous means something which is found everywhere. God is found everywhere. Hatred also is found somehow everywhere. Ubiquitous hatred. I did not like that particular sphere of the city because ubiquitous hatred is quite visible over there. So yeah, it's like that. You can use it anyway. For now, I have to say bye bye and God bless you, everyone. Take care and see you in the next live session, maybe next week. Have a good one. Take care. Bye bye.